What's up, bankers?
Hello, bankers.
How is everybody doing?
How are you doing? Is everyone feeling after that papaya rules filled race? I don't know about you, Matt, but McLaren was partying on the podium celebrating their Constructors Championship victory, and I saw Lando Norris up there. I didn't see Oscar Piastri after the race.
Yeah, he was probably where I was, which was like throwing up in the bathroom because it was disgusting. Because I wasn't there. I woke up at 4 a.m. for this bullshit. For this sham.
For this shit. Okay, this is, all right. I've got my Lando Norris Delulu hat here, baby. It's ready to be put on. I know you've got your Oscar Piastri Delulu hat ready to go. I mean, okay, obviously, this is the Red Flags brought to you by BetMGM. We have a live show with Goodra Steiner happening in Austin. If you have not gotten your tickets, then wake the fuck up and get your tickets. Link is in the description. Listen, this season is continuing to be good. And this McLaren thing, this was another
reasons. For all the wrong reasons.
For kind of all the wrong reasons. I'm sorry, did Lando Norris not make a fucking fun, aggressive move? Or do we hate aggressive racing now? What's happening? Are we mad at? Here's my question. Here's my question. You, Oscar Piastri, Stan, Oscar Piastri Hive. Everyone's really mad about this. And my question is, I feel a need to defend Lando, who all year we give shit for not being aggressive on starts, and then he's aggressive on starts, and now everyone's fucking saying he's an asshole for doing it. Or are you mad at McLaren? Where is the anger?
No, not Matt. No. Lando, in a vacuum, Lando did nothing wrong.
Right.
He did nothing wrong. He tried an aggressive move. He broke the one rule, which is don't hit your teammate. Almost put him
right.
to the wall.
Right.
Okay? But they've set up a system. Don't hit your fucking teammate. That's it. Don't hit your fucking teammate. And now he's done it a second time. I forgot the race where Oscar was pretty pissed and he almost touched Lando and they were like, God, no, don't. You have to stop now. You almost touched okay, so they've set up the rule. If they hadn't done any of this shit, if they were like, yeah, go ahead, kill each other.
Right.
Go for it. If they hadn't done that. So here's the thing, right? They've done this dumb movie. They've done this is for me, I was watching and I was like, so what we're watching is this kind of weird When Harry Met Sally. So When Harry Met Sally, right? It's can men and women just be friends? Right? That's the premise, right? And the answer to that movie, that classic rom-com written by Nora Ephron, no. The answer was fucking no. Right?
Right.
So the premise of this not funny or unintentionally hilarious movie is can teammates be friends and can it end in harmony? Can we fight for a championship and all be friends? And the answer is fucking no. It can't happen. But that's the comedy of the situation. Is they're trying to be friends. It's a comedy. That's the thing. So they're like, don't crash. Everything's going to be fair. Blah, 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 blah. The swap with the fucking shitty pit stop. We're going to swap it because it wasn't fair because that's against the protocol of what we've discussed. Well, then Oscar's like, wait a minute. Lando just broke commandment number 1. What are you going to do about it? This was the first commandment. Thou shalt not hit me. Thou shalt not run me into the fucking wall. They're he's Lando didn't do anything wrong. They're just being hung by the ropes that they fucking put around their own necks.
Right.
This is not a Lando problem.
Right.
It's not it's just it's not Oscar's fault or Lando's fault that they had a bad piss, but it's just Lando. It's just frustrating to watch this thing devolve into this. And it's not I don't think Lando did anything wrong. He tried to move. He fucking hit Oscar. Now Oscar's because they've created this situation where we're doing well, if you see Monza 2024 or or Baku 22. Which Baku? Which Baku are we talking about? Which Hungary are we talking about? It's getting like that long a list that they're getting like Supreme Court level on it. Like that they're going to the judicial record.
Right.
It's getting farcical.
Well, and then I guess because it's like we've been annoyed at that the whole time. And when Oscar was making those lunges and they were chastising him, we were like, that's fucking annoying. Shut the fuck up. Let them do this. Let this happen.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of this, like, the hope is that, okay, rules, we won the constructors. The fucking rules are out of the fucking window. Like, let's throw these bullshit out of the window and let these guys actually do this. Because in my ideal world, and I think in yours too, you want to see them do shit like this. You want to see them go aggressive on turn one and bump into each other, and because that's fucking good racing. But yes, I agree. They have like hamstrung these fucking guys so that this happens to Oscar, which in any other like outside of Papaya rules like kingdom would just be like considered a good aggressive racing move, that I think Oscar would be on that same level too, and they have reduced Oscar to being like, give the place back. That's come on, guys. What the fuck? And I'm like, I know that goes against Oscar's like gut and soul to be like, to think that is bullshit. I'm like, you like, that's not who Oscar is. They've reduced Oscar into being like a whiner, because that's the only way to get through to these people.
They've taken Edward Scissorhands and they put mittens on him. It's like unnatural.
Right.
And you know, and he's honestly not as good at it maybe as Lando. Like Lando is fucking actually winning the PR battle. I just want to thank he's doing the Lewis Hamilton at the end of the race, and everybody's like, I just want to thank the team. It's so amazing. You know, we've done this. We've climbed up the mountaintop. And I don't know. It's just, we've agreed that there, like, you know, usually there's these two polarities of management, right? Where it's like, fuck you, you're the redheaded stepchild, or like Frank Williams, like, just kill each other. I'm not looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that sort of vibe. And they're trying to walk this tightrope that's just like kind of blowing up in their face. It's blowing up in their face. And what also got me exasperated is the excuse they gave us, like the reasoning they gave him. Right. They were like, they're trying to like explain it to him like it wasn't bullshit. They were like, well, he had to get out of the way he had to take avoiding action for the car ahead. And then Oscar, while going 900 miles an hour in like a rat's maze of walls, you know, is just at ethering
body temps of like 180.
It's just dunking on his art, like Clarence Darrow dunking on the arguments, just being like, well, if he's got to take avoiding action by hitting his teammate, that's a pretty shit fucking avoiding action. And I actually would have respected it more. I saw this tweet. This is just recent. Kristi Noem, the head of a Department of Security, she appointed some 28-year-old woman who was head of fisheries to be like a deputy. And everyone was like, she's the head of fisheries and now she's this? Like, what are her qualifications? And they asked, and apparently people are calling her like the fish cop, or like, there's just like no respect because she's got no background. And they asked her, like, what makes you qualified to head up, like to be one of the deputies of Homeland Security? And she just goes, what makes anybody qualified for any job? And honestly, I kind of respected that answer, because it was just like, she didn't even try to answer the question because there was no answer. It was like, I would have respected it more if he was just like, dude, shut up. Yeah. Because honestly, it's kind of like, because that's what it is. It's shit happens. Like, he like fucking shut up and go racing. But they're trying to justify everything, and the truth is they can't. Gunther said it, like they're trying to make everything fair, and as he says, life's not fucking fair.
Right. Well, I guess it's like, what in that scenario, like, oh, okay, I overtook someone, but there was contact. then the idea in this fucking mysterious papaya rules book, you then give the place back if I do overtake you, and there is kind of like, because we've never seen that, right? Like we've seen these other kind of papaya rules things when it regards to like, you know, like, okay, you're approaching a time where you can maybe overtake someone, or someone else had to take avoiding action, or like whatever it is, but we've never seen or pit stops or whatever the fuck they've done, give the place back, whatever. We've never seen like someone overtake someone
and hit,
make some contact, and then and also sustain. Like this is now twice where Lando's hit Oscar, and Lando's the one with the damage. Like Lando hit Oscar in
never
Canada.
Does shit.
I know. Well, it's classic, and they said that in the cool down room later. They're like, well, the Ferraris are like even better without their fucking those end plates. So you know, but it's you know. I guess in this mysterious papaya rules scenario, what Oscar was saying is like he hit me, so thus we should swap those places. That's the papaya rules that they've said them.
Well, here's what I think, because I remember in Silverstone when Oscar got the penalty for the safety car infringement.
Safety car. Yeah.
He was like, well, if you don't think it's fair, we should swap him back. And everyone was like, Oscar's a Karen. What the fuck? What is wrong with him? And everyone was like, well, you can't hold him to that, right? He's so pent up. He's just crazy. Don't listen to crazy Oscar. He's going 900 miles an hour. He's not thinking straight. He's just let it go. And then when they swapped it back, when Lando had the unfair pit stop, when he had the slow pit stop, and then they were like, well, that's not fair. We have to swap it back. Then it made me do the flashback. And it's like, they've talked about shit like this. Mm-hmm. Certain things that are unfair, that has to be why he was bringing it up. If certain things, the orange gods above deem unfair, they will correct.
Right.
And that's why when his team said, just you control the controllable. It's like, bro, you control, like, that's what he's trying to do. Like, this whole thing is manipulated.
Right.
Like, he's trying to control the controllable. Like, you control everything.
The controllable is the thing that can actually have an effect is you guys, the puppet masters up here. I'm trying to have an effect on you because you guys deem what is allowed and what is not allowed. Yes. And it's so funny because it's like, you know, there's this championship, right? And it's just like probably one of these guys are going to win. It's still probably going to be Oscar. Like, the money is still on Oscar Piastri to win this championship. But I had the feeling today watching this race and seeing seeing what Oscar has kind of become this year, what they've turned him into, that I'm like, Oscar winning this championship is going to feel, if he does, Oscar winning this championship is going to feel like when Oscar won his first race last year in Hungary. It's going to feel like the worst orgasm of your entire life. It's just going to feel horrible.
Even if either of them wins, it's going to feel the same for, I mean, Lando will have that rush of coming back.
I think it's going to feel better for Lando, but I think it's going to feel, it'll still be compromised for both of them, especially in the eyes of the fucking public. The public's like, fuck this. Everyone's rooting for Max. I'm actively rooting for Max Verstappen. I'm like, how did they
manage it? How did they manage it? Because it's like almost like they don't deserve it. Like McLaren doesn't deserve it.
And it's like and like the car that they made does, and like, you know, there's so much about them that does, but the spirit of the thing feels so bad. And it's interesting because I feel like Martin Brundle was kind of like, you know, they actually, like, their heart is, I'm not even sure if their heart's in the right place at this point. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at, because how I should feel watching this thing is like, that was a kick-ass move. Fuck yeah. Now, like go racing. And I should expect Oscar in that same exact position to do the same exact thing to Lando, and for people to be like, fuck yeah. That's what this race should have been. But it's now fucking just filled with this.
Yeah.
Well,
they muzzled Oscar they've muzzled him a lot, and now it's interesting. Interesting to see if and when he will finally do something drastic.
Which arguably Lando did today. Lando did something kind of drastic today. He fucking went for like we've been waiting for these guys to like make that move and say fuck you and go a little bit villain.
Vanka's this season of F1 is spicy. Now McLaren's maybe not winning every race. Max Verstappen, George Russell, they're throwing their hats into the ring. And guess what? You can bet on that with BetMGM. As you know, we have teamed up with BetMGM this season, and we'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks. And we'll have a special offer for our listeners each week. And if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code VANKA, and you will get up to $1,500 first bet dollar offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. You download the BetMGM app and use the sign up using the bonus code VANKA, VANKAH. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game, race, whatever it is. You'll receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your first bet loses. Just make sure you use the bonus code VANKA when you sign up. We don't know what's going to happen every week now, baby. McLaren dominance is over. There's money to be made. BetMGM, make it legendary.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 for New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 21 and over only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF for Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only, subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I mean, they've, on top of all the stuff they've done that's fucked with this championship, they've also clearly stopped developing this car. They're like, fuck it. We got it.
Right.
And, there's this thing in when you watch the Avengers, they're very careful of like, okay, he beat him, but, he was wounded, and he beat him, but he was wounded, and like he didn't have his shield, but he didn't have his hammer, and like they're very aware of like trying to keep parity between the heroes, so you don't like lose. So like you're not like, so one guy isn't objectively better than the other. They and they do that in wrestling too, right? They're trying to like build these guys up as heroes, right? They've stopped developing the McLaren car, clearly.
Right.
Mercedes and Red Bull are still kind of, even though they've got really nothing to, well, Red Bull a little bit, but Mercedes, what are they pulling for? P2 in the constructors? They've got that's something, right. But they're still bringing upgrades. Their car is still working. And you know what? It's kind of making Oscar and Lando look mortal. Like now, right. Like when the cars are kind of all in this, they're all kind of close.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they don't, like, they could have pushed a little bit harder, and they could have just humiliated everybody, and they could have really just, and you know what they say, a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush, right? I know that they're looking for the next engine set, but yes. Right now they're making their two heroes look a little chumpish, right? Because the myth could have been like the Lando Oscar stock in our minds, even if they win this championship, if they're like P4, P5, George wins a few, Max wins a few, it just kind of takes the sheen off it. And I don't understand why they're not really, and they seem to, and they by their own public admission, they seem to be kind of indifferent about the World Drivers' Championship. I don't understand why you don't want to go into 2026 like we've got the two guys. We got the two best drivers in the world. Like there should be some myth making around these two guys. Instead, they treat them like children. They literally treat them like children.
Yeah.
Lando's toys broke. Give it back, Oscar. And then they don't give him the equipment to like finish strong. Now they're looking pretty human. They're actually looking like when it's all kind of up for grabs. Actually, George has got bigger balls.
Mm-hmm.
Like George fucking looked like a holy shit on Saturday. Yeah. Wow, did George was incredible on Saturday. The way he whacked that wall, my God,
unbelievable. George Russell still does not have a contract. There's
not
rumors.
Not officially rumors.
There's rumors. And you know what? Here's what the fucking rumors are. The rumors are that George is going to have a 1+1 deal where he gets that second year if he beats Kimi Antonelli by, I think, a certain margin.
Yeah, a certain margin.
So there's even a fucking performance clause for George's year 2, where if Kimi Antonelli comes in next year and is like, I'm hot shit, they're like, all right, bye, George. It was nice. Have fun. We'll see you later. Like, that is the opportunity they reserve themselves. But George Russell, 2 weeks in a row now, with a fucking stomach bug where he's still not feeling himself in Singapore, a race where last year he like passed out from fucking dehydration. He's had a ton of trouble in Singapore before. That quality was, he set the pole lap on run 1.
Yes.
And then he beat it on run 2 by like 0.007 of a second. When he hit that wall, I was like, let's fucking go. I love George Russell.
Yeah, and then we look at Red Bull. Well, let's talk about George Russell for a second. I think, and by the way, the rumors are that he's just looking for Lando Norris money. He's looking for 20 something mil. He's not looking. He's
absolutely deserving of.
Yes,
crazy.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he is as good at. I've seen enough. He's as good as Oscar and Lando. He's at least as good. At least as good.
To me, he's the second best driver in F1.
Really?
I think
go that far.
I think it's Max Verstappen, and then it goes George fucking Russell.
I need another teammate in there. I gotta get him. You gotta get an Oscar. You gotta get a Carlos Sainz. You gotta get a real benchmark in there now.
Carlos Sainz would have been a good one to have in there, because we know that he's how he stacked up against Leclerc. That we know that he can figure out cars and all that. But this performance was. He was ignored the entire race. He was just. There was no doubt. Yeah. No doubt that he was going to have this victory. And we didn't think that Mercedes were going to be anywhere, given the fact that they still seem to not know what the fuck is going on with their car, because even in the post race interview, George is like, I don't know why we're here, but hey, here we are. But you're right. Yeah. I think that this should have been a race that McLaren should, on paper, have dominated. This is a McLaren kind of track. This should be the races where they sail off into the distance. And you're right. These other teams have caught up. Mercedes is fighting for that P2, and Max Verstappen's fighting for a fucking championship.
And even more so, this is Max has one weakness, and it seems to be Singapore. And he didn't do that, but he beat both McLarens.
That's right. Had Lando Norris not gotten in his way during qualifying, then he would have fucking had that pole, dude.
Dude, when Max got the qualifying was great. That was such a great qualifying. When Max got mad at Lando for being in his way, and he got so angry, he's like, "It will be remembered." It was I haven't listened to the Taylor Swift album. I have no idea what's happening with the Taylor Swift, but it's giving so Lando's Charlie XCX, because all Lando does is Max makes me insecure. He's the greatest. I'm shit. I'm nothing. I have no dick. I am just an ant, and he is a god.
Yes.
And then Max is like, what were you talking about, bitch? Fuck you. You did, he does one thing, and then Max just freaks the fuck out at him. It's Lando's done nothing but carry water for you and defer to you, and then just the slightest even
he's
hints
3 seconds ahead of you. He's on a slow lap, 3 seconds ahead of you.
But you know what? That's why Taylor is a bajillionaire. Right. And why Max is the GOAT, because it's the Jordan mentality. What you saying about me, bitch? What the fuck you saying about me? It doesn't have to be right or rational to be it's GOAT mentality. It's psychopathy.
Max lives so rent free in Lando's head that Lando can't exclaim victory without referencing Max. For him to say that it was simply perfect in their win afterwards is just dude, people were mad at. There was all this kind of like anger from like the Oscars camp about this race and about Lando, whatever. I was kind of feeling defensive of my boy. I'm like, he did a fucking aggressive move. Let's not chastise him for that. We can be mad at McLaren, sure. We've already discussed that. But when he said simply perfect, I was like, Bubby, what the fuck are you doing?
What do you mean?
Just stop referencing Max. He was like,
Max is simply lovely.
I understand, but he was obviously like taking from it.
He was scared, because I've just now been learning because like Olivia Rodrigo,
right?
Been learning about that because she did an homage. She was, because she's 18 and didn't know. She was like, oh, I was inspired by this album by Taylor Swift, and then she lawyered the fuck up. Right?
Yeah. Yes. And Vampire was written about Taylor Swift, and then Charlie has the song Sympathy is Like a Knife that's also about Taylor Swift. But it's like, but Lando just can't like it's kind of the Carlos Sainz thing. It's like he's given himself this like the smooth operate. It's like, but it's that's Carlos Sainz's own creation of his own, whereas Lando like has to reference Max when winning the Constructors Championship. Or like simply lovely. It's just like let it. That's Max's baby. Simply perfect. Just stop saying simply.
You know what? The problem is, Brian, there's going to be people in the comments that are going to be like, actually, he said simply lovely in F2, like way before Max did. And they're going to pull up the receipts, but it's like, yeah, nobody gave a shit. Like in Max, whatever.
Right.
Like Carlos Sainz didn't invent smooth operator either, but it's like kind of his thing now.
Right.
Like it's Max's thing. It's Max's thing.
Yeah, but Lando saying that but it proves that Max lives rent free in his head. And I was going to reference the Taylor Swift album because there's this song called "Actually Romantic," where the chorus goes, "It's actually sweet, all the time you've spent on me. It's honestly wild, all the effort you've put in. It's actually romantic. Really gotta hand it to you. No man has ever loved me like you do." Like
that's Lando and Max.
That's Lando and Max. Lando is Charlie. Max is Taylor.
Lando is the sad boy Lando is a sad girl in the bathroom stall doing cocaine.
Yeah.
Being sad.
Yes.
And Max is just out there winning.
Just billions. Just billionaire.
With his blonde fucking hair, with her blonde fucking hair winning. Out there awkwardly winning.
Yeah, and you might not like how he does it. And maybe some of the lyrics aren't up to snuff this album, but guess what? It's still going to do numbies. Wow.
And by sheer force of will, you will be listening to it. Like just sheer force of attrition. You're going to eventually bend to it and be like, you know what?
And just like Taylor, they'll both use the rules however it serves them. They will fucking work the system. They will work the fucking system.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what era, what car, what genre.
Right.
What regulation set. Yeah.
The Max Verstappen Eras Tour. What era is this? What era is Max Verstappen currently in?
Well, he's definitely they're both kind of trad-wifing right now.
Yeah.
Because they're both settling down. He's just had a daughter. She's kind of indicating she's going that way.
Right. But he's also in like the stamping, like I've already proven myself, and now it's just like this is all icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Like this season is icing on the cake. I mean, it's just like it's still this is still Max Verstappen's world, and we're all just living in it. And look no further than McLaren dominating this fucking championship, winning the constructors with 6 races to go, and their lead driver has to borrow from Max's catchphrase when he wins.
Brian, who's Oscar? Yeah. The girl from
Oscar?
Big Thief, just some girl from Boy Genius, some sad fucking. He can't be one of the big 3.
No.
He can't be. He's not like Sabrina or Chapel or He's not one of those. He's
no,
just like,
he has.
Or is he Lord? Is he just fucking He's fucking Lord.
Australian, right? Isn't Lord Australian?
She's New Zealand. She's Kiwi.
From Kiwi. She's Kiwi. Sorry. From that part of the world.
Antipodean or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting because like I talk about, the myth making. I mean, and I think that's why. I know you're a big Lando fan, and I know you don't want to think that there's favoritism towards Lando, or maybe you do. Maybe you part of you like, favorite.
I don't. No, I don't. I mean, I don't want to think. I was more in favor of that. I was more into them doing that last year, when I was like, okay, like I was like, Oscar doesn't have a chance to win this fucking championship. Lando does. He's been here from the fucking beginning. It's Oscar's second year. Put your weight behind Lando for him to have a chance at grabbing this thing. They didn't do it then, which pissed me off then. This year, I would have rather them just let the fucking boys race the entire time and not done any of this fucking mishigas and let them settle it on track.
Yeah, but if you're like McLaren and you're looking at like who's box office. You got British, babyface, gets his own sections in at Silverstone. Yeah. He's like, he could be the next Lewis Hamilton in terms of just like mere marketability and likability.
Yeah.
And then you got the guy who kind of gives off. He's like Evan Peters from the Dahmer series. I mean, he's a dead ringer for Evan Peters. It's crazy. Yeah. Who are you like? If you had to pick, just from I'm a greedy marketing fuck,
and
all I care about is like who looks better on the card, who looks better on the deck, on the marketing deck. You know what I mean?
Formula One wants Lando to win this championship. They talk about that with like with especially like in the NBA.
Yeah.
Or, in some of these leagues where it's like you want
the Chiefs with Travis Kelce. They wanted Taylor Swift at the fucking Super Bowl.
And you want the organizations in there, it's the player, but it's also the organization, right? It's like you want New York and LA.
Mm-hmm.
You want Boston and LA. You want these like kind of historic franchises. And maybe they would want that with like McLaren or like some of the teams, but really it's like who can. Because Formula One's in this interesting place. It's in this interesting place where it had all this this upward momentum off of COVID, on the heels of Drive to Survive, into 2021, Max, Lewis, blah, blah, blah. Lewis is on the way. Lewis is at the end of his tenure. Max is talking about leaving. What is Formula One going to be without them? And then they were hoping maybe, hey, Daniel Ricciardo, he can be the face. But obviously his career turned out how it did. The next person in line, in terms of someone who can maybe capture that, is seemingly on paper it's Lando. But I don't know. It's interesting because like Oscar's got something, baby. Like for how little that boy gives, people are just eating it the fuck up. I mean, the Oscar hive is strong. But yeah, Lando's the more marketable, Lando's the more personable person. He's the more marketable guy. He's got the bigger following. He has the potential bigger reach outside of like the F1 world. Because I think people in the F1 world are all about Oscar, not about Lando.
No, Oscar's like a cult hit. Oscar's Arrested Development.
Oscar's like a comic.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's a comics comic, and Lando's like Dane Cook. He's like, I'm playing stadiums.
Yeah, Oscar's like Dave Attell,
right?
He's just like been doing the clubs for years, and if you know, that kind of thing. It's interesting. I think that, he. But I think people sort of overlook like the leap that Oscar's taken this year. Like Lando blew the fucking doors off him last year. He blew the doors off him the first year, obviously.
Right.
Oscar had his moments in the second season, but really it was like, and especially in qualifying, it was like a slaughter.
Yeah.
But now Oscar seems to like be right there in qualifying. And I guess the other thing, what's really interesting is from just like a strategic perspective, it's just an interesting choice that you're going to like. I'm just asking your perspective on this, Brian.
Yeah.
Is it even worth all this trouble to have two drivers like this? If you're going to like, is it even worth it? I mean,
I don't know. McLaren's maybe figuring out that maybe it's not. Like, they're having a party that no one else is attending. You know that clip where it's like there's a guy, he's like DJing on a roof and they like peer over and there's like three people jumping to it. Like, that's kind of the McLaren of it all, because like they're having a party and everyone else is just kind of looking at like, ugh, like, what is this? And it's off of the heels of all of this shit. And I guess it's like, if you're gonna, because it's like, maybe this is the lesson to be learned. It's like, it's a noble effort to do this, but if you're gonna do it, like, you have to stay the fuck out of it. You have to, like, I mean, maybe you can't.
Well, it's interesting. I think
more than they have been. You can more than they have been.
Well, I think it actually makes sense if you're Ferrari, in a sense, like, because right now Ferrari, the only reason they're in the hunt for the Constructors' Championship is because they've got two drivers. Like, Lewis is having an off year, but not nearly as off as Kimi Antonelli. Like Lewis is bringing actually home. He had this race was obviously a disaster for him, but they have two solid. They have Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton, and they're maximizing their shitty package. And they've got two drivers banging home the points. So, like, in a sense, if you're fighting for those places in the constructors, then maybe it makes sense to have the two best drivers you can get. Yeah. And like, who gives a shit, right?
Right.
But if you've got the best car, if you know that, what is the fucking point of this?
Well, it's it's like you want two guys as you're climbing the mountain, but there's only room for one.
Right, exactly.
Yes. That's just what it is. And you want the two on your way up. You want someone who can stick with you and can climb with you. But then once you get there, there's only room for one at the top.
Right.
And we've seen it time and time and time and time again in Formula One through the history of this sport that is the case. But in the past, at least, it's gotten you fucking fireworks. And this is just like the driest hump there's ever been.
Yeah, but like, it's so funny that like how like it was so funny when they were like, well, all the radios with Oscar.
Yeah.
When they said, okay, so like if there's a safety car, we'll like throw on softs. And he was just like, what did he say? He was like, yeah. No. He said, I don't know what to do right now. You do whatever you think is best. Like, he basically said like, whatever. It's basically like, it's like when you get in a fight with your girlfriend, like a massive blowout, doors out, like doors blown off the hinges fight. It's not resolved. You just fuck you, walk into the other room. And then she comes in saying like, so you want to order sweet green?
Yeah.
And it's like, whatever you want. Like what? Like it's like, how are we talking about Uber Eats right now? So Harvest Bowl or Autumn Harvest Bowl? Because like they got the Autumn Harvest Bowl right now. And it's like, fucking, I don't care.
But the Brussels sprouts, man, it changes the whole fucking, it changes everything. Yeah, no, he was so unbelievably fed up. Not to mention, then after the race, Zach Brown's congratulating him over the radio. He just takes the steering wheel off, and it's just like, shut the fuck up. Just shut up.
Brian, have you ever hung up on somebody? I'm not a big hanger-upper. I'm an angry guy. I could be an angry guy, but I've been hung up on multiple times in my life. But to hang up on somebody is a move. That is especially if he's your boss, and especially if everyone's going to know that you're hanging up on somebody. And to hang up on him, you have to like unscrew your steering wheel. Like it's a process. Fucking nuts.
Yeah.
No, he is pissed off. And here's what I would just like from the McLaren organization. I just want you to stop talking about how harmonious everything is. Just what I would love for them is if they just let them race for these last 6 races and just like and we're like, hey, you say to Oscar, hey, what Lando did to you, that's cool. You can do that to him. We got the constructors. Go. Do whatever.
Stay out of it. Stay out of it.
We're out of it. You can fucking have fun. But if they're not going to do that and they keep meddling, stop. I'm going into my Sebastian Maniscalco. Stop telling me that we're all getting along. You're not. Oscar's so mad. He's so pissed.
Also, I know we have to move on from McLaren at some point, but
yeah, I know.
Not really.
I'm sorry, everyone, but this is
but this is another thread. This is another thing that fucking pissed me off.
Yeah.
When they were trying to when Norris was behind Verstappen.
Yeah.
And they did they did a dummy box.
Oh.
And then Julian Palmer was like, "No, it's not. It's a pimp. Like they're not doing." And then I see these fucking mechanics coming out with the tires. I'm like, We're running trick plays with these guys. These guys. We're doing flea flickers. We're doing advanced maneuvers with these guys. Can we get? And you know what? Honestly, Brian, I was like, I was hoping it happened to Lando. Obviously, I was like, we must have a bad pit stop now. It has to happen. Yeah. It has to happen because you did this. The universe demands that you have a bad pit stop now because you think you can run trick plays. Like you're icing your own kicker is what you're doing right now. Like these guys don't need more shit. They don't need more. These guys are up to their own neck in pressure.
Pit stops for the last 4 weeks. They've been fucking up pit stops, and it's been. But then it fucking happens to Oscar too.
Well, they made it fair. They made it fair. That's okay.
They made it fair.
Then they made it fair. They didn't make the same mistake twice because it's Oscars now.
It was so obvious that it was a fake pit stop. When they said box to overtake Max, I went, well, okay. I remember when we were. I remember in middle school, we played on a baseball team. And I remember one of the signs for stealing was Mr. Golan touching his face. Leave the name in. He's a great guy, whatever. Mr. Golan touching his face. And I remember whoever was on fucking first base or second base, they weren't looking at him. And he was he was at the first base and I heard this kid from the other team he goes, the sign for stealing is that he touches his face. And I just look over and go, the guy's it's so obvious. It's like a bad undercover cop.
I don't even
hey, do you have any bud? Do you have any flour?
That didn't even bother me. It's like when it's 4th and 1, right? And you're trying to get the guy to come off sides. It's like, why not try? But when your own offensive line always jumps off sides, you shouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? That's it's like you don't do a hard count or whatever the fuck when you're more often than not gonna fucking fuck yourself up. So dumb.
Yeah.
Like these guys, they're trying to play 4D chess and they can't even do crayon and they're doing crayon in their own shit. Like, that's what they're doing right now. Yeah. It's so dumb. Like, these guys are having such a hard time. And to make them, hustle out with the tires in 900-degree heat because of the 5% chance that Red Bull strategy is going to bite. Are you fucking joking me? Red Bull? Ferrari? I would maybe think. But Hannah fucking Schmitz?
Are
you
Schmitz?
Crazy?
Fuck out of here.
Get that weak shit out of here.
All right. Enough on McLaren. Because, as you know, this podcast is more than a podcast. It's a full-blown business. And one of the pieces of that business is our incredible merch program, our merch site, the redflagspod.com, where you can get all of our incredible merch. And guess what? You know what we use to make that merch business thrive? Shopify, which is why we're really happy that Shopify is sponsoring this episode. Shopify is the e-commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started to people on the come up like the Red Flags Pod. Get started with your own design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates. Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand style. Accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise, from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. We do all of this on our merch site, and we use it all with Shopify. We ship to all over the world, returns, international shipping. Shopify makes it easy. And if you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. So turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for a $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/redflags. Go to shopify.com/redflags, shopify.com/redflags. Before we're off McLaren, we need to talk about Fernando Alonso, because his race was just like, he's my favorite person on the grid.
Yeah. We have to it's so sad that he's kind of been reduced to irrelevance at Aston Martin, but he's my favorite driver. He's always been.
Just like that 9-second pit stop. The 9-second pit stop. Then like still fucking when he did that overtake and he what did he scream? He screamed like,
well, no, what was
the sequence of events?
Well, first he had the horrible pit stop, and then I believe the guy just said 34 laps to go, and he goes, if you talk to me every lap, I'm going to shut the radio off. Like, then like Isaac Hadjar fights him like his life depends on it. Yeah. And then he goes, trophy for hero of the race. Like now he's making jokes.
But I was confused at that, because I was like, when I saw that like transcript, I figured that he was like shitting on someone else. But then when the way he sounded, he was like, trophy for me, I'm amazing. Like I was a little unclear.
Honestly, with Alonso could go either. Alonso could go either way. It could go, I'm the greatest, or it could go like, wow, this guy's so awesome for like holding me up. Like, what a fucking. Because he could cut so deep with other people and then suck his own dick with such ferocity. We just never know.
Yeah, and then Hamilton's brake goes off, and he's like,
Ferrari cut his brake lines, mafia style,
full mafia style. They're like, no. This is payback for Mons. This is payback for not giving Leclerc the place in Baku.
Yeah.
And Alonso's like 4 minutes behind him. He's like in another state, and just that number's going down and going down, going down. And I was yelling at the broadcast because I was like, stop showing me like George on the like in the car. Like we have time. Like Alonso is hunting down Hamilton, gaining like seconds per fucking second. Every second he gains a second.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get past him. It's like a half a second left, and his radio afterwards. And we'll see. We're doing this like right after the race. It seems like that Hamilton might get a penalty, but afterwards, Alonso just went, "I cannot fucking believe it! I cannot fucking believe it! I cannot fucking believe it! I cannot fucking believe it!" And he was like, "Is this?" He was like, "There's no way that this is. There's no fucking way that this is fair. He should be disqualified for this."
Yeah,
but
and then he
the
goes.
fact that he cares. He cares so much. He cares for 7th place.
Well, they go, still P8, man, good result. He goes, it should be P7. I'm like, dude, you won 2 championships. Why?
See, because no one cares like him.
This is why we were talking about the Lando fucking GQ article or Vanity Fair, whatever the fuck it was. That's why I was like, well, I want to have fun. I'm like, well, why do I want to root? I want to root for this guy who's fucking gonna die. He's gonna bleed. for P7.
P7.
For P7. So
he's
incredible.
He's such a legend.
Incredible. Yeah, we got like a whole play from him. We got a full range of emotions. We got like anger, levity, and then anger again. It wasn't really a full range of emotions. It was two emotions.
Yeah, it was kind of two emotions. All right, let's get into our awards for the day. Hottest moment of the day.
Ollie Behrman had a sick overtake. I feel like Kimi had a good overtake. I mean, now I'm just trying to cover the things that we didn't hit. Carlos Sainz came out of nowhere with a good result.
Sainz had a crazy. So he went super long.
Yeah,
and because there was that craze, there was just like a crazy gap between, honestly, Alonso and Hamilton. That's kind of like where it broke, and Sainz was up there. He went on mediums until like lap 50, and then did 11 or 12 laps on the softs,
and was just crushing it on that stint. Yeah,
and was just crushing it. I'm gonna give hottest moment of the day to Fernando Alonso's overtake on Hadjar when he finally got that done.
Yeah.
Red Daddy of the day.
Is it also Alonso?
Might be also Alonso, but I'm going to give it to George Russell.
George motherfucking Russell.
Even when I think we said this last. There's no days off when you have kids. Even when you feel like shit. And this is 2 weeks in a row, 2 races in a row. George's not been feeling good. George delivers. Daddy delivers. Give Daddy a daddy.
Yeah. I wanted him to get on the fucking horn after, like, Toto's like, good job, George. Yeah. I'm gonna be like, show me the money. Yeah. Show me the money. I mean, how does that fucking work?
Jerry. I got ants, Jerry.
How does it work that Toto's his manager too? Like, what?
It's so
it's disgusting. So I just had a conversation with myself.
Yeah, I sent a counter to myself. I got the contract for myself. I'm going to send a counter to myself.
Yeah, it's
so incestuous. No, pay George Russell that money. He even jumps off of his car like a guy who's worried about his knees.
Yeah,
he jumped off that car, and I was like, "That's a guy who has knee problems right there."
That guy did not sign a long-term contract. That guy did not have an injury guarantee. That guy does not have a guaranteed contract.
That's right.
Pay him Lando Norris money.
He deserves it. Radio of the day.
I was like just so impressed by how quick Oscar was like arguing his case with McLaren. He's just like dunking on them while driving. That was pretty awesome. But Alonso's unbelievable, unfucking believable, as he would say. I kind of fucking believe it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Oscar say, I don't know if you mentioned this, but I mean, that wasn't very teammate-like, but sure.
For such a Gen Z.
Yeah, I mean, Alonso trophy for the hero of the race is like, and I never, like, no one's even, I don't think anyone's ever said that in a fucking Formula One race. That was singular.
But it's like also like after telling your radio guy to like shut the fuck up and then like cracking jokes.
Right.
Where it's like, don't talk to me. And then it's like, so wasn't that awesome? What just happened? It's like,
yeah.
I thought we were leaving each other alone.
Karen of the day. I'm going to say Oscar Piastri. But I blame McLaren.
McLaren of the day.
McLaren. I feel like McLaren has turned Oscar into a Karen. I think Oscar Piastri in any other context would never have even said that. It would have just been like, yeah, that's a fucking racing. But because what gets through to the McLaren is the Karen, that is what he must do in order to like, because they pull on heartstrings.
But what's he supposed to do? It's like, what's he supposed to do? What was he supposed to do? Not lobby his case?
What he's supposed to do is that next time he has an opportunity like that, he tells them to go fuck themselves. That's what he's supposed to do.
No, what he should do is he should put Lando on the fucking wall. Because, like, if they both DNF, then, like, that's what he should do.
In that moment, you mean?
Well, it wouldn't have worked because he was up against the wall. Like, that would have been tough.
I just think you do what Max...
He's got an opportunity to wipe them both out. As long as Max if he's got an opportunity, because Lando can't afford to not get points. Yeah. Oscar can afford to score 0 points.
Yeah.
Lando can't. So if he could just like take away an opportunity for Lando in a key moment, that's really going to hurt Lando more than it's going to hurt Oscar. As long as Max isn't winning every race, which he's not.
Right.
Just take him out. Whoops. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this set the tone of like what they both should do at this point is tell them to go I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. No more of this bullshit. And the next time that he has an opportunity to go for it against Lando, he should do that. He should do exactly. This is what I've.
Also, I think there's a difference between like shoving a teammate off track and like almost like he hit him and he nearly put him in the wall.
Lando nearly put Oscar in the wall?
Yeah.
I don't really think that that's true. I mean, I looked at it and I was kind of like, I mean, maybe I looked at that back and Oscar kind of wasn't really near the wall at that point. He was kind of on the inside of that thing. Lando was coming up the inside.
He was.
Maybe I mean, whatever. I can look back at it. I don't think that was really like on the cards. I think there was just like, to me, that whole thing felt like fucking racing incident, and it's bullshit. That it's annoying that they put these guys in the position where like they're having to like mitigate that with the team.
But we're going in circles. But like,
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they want to put him in the wall, they can put. They've already won the constructors. They've done their fucking job. Now it's for them and their legacy. So fuck off. Leave us alone. Yeah. That's what this thing should mean.
Yeah.
Red flag of the day. Well,
we've already like ragged on McLaren so much. I honestly kind of want to say the fucking regulations and the tracks. Because if it wasn't for this McLaren bullshit and the one overtake that Lando made, this would be a boring fucking race. Really boring race. Like the Alonso overtake on Hadjar. Like Hadjar shouldn't even be able to hold off Alonso if he's got some kind of fucking engine problem. Yeah. Oh, like this is ridiculous. This dirty air problem. Like when Lando's gaining on Max. Max sucks on this track, and then once he gets in the dirty air, he can't do shit. He can't do anything. It's a joke. It's like the whole idea of racing is like we got to see who's faster. But if the second you get close to somebody, you get a million invisible banana peels thrown at you. It's kind of just dumb.
Yeah.
And I think
there were like 3 overtakes this whole race.
Yeah, I think the papaya rules discussion is kind of overshadowing the fact that the racing in Singapore is broken.
Yeah.
And if you were just an outsider, if you were like a new fan who just sat down and didn't know the lore, you got to know the lore to find this race interesting.
Right.
If you just sat down, you'd be saying, what the fuck did I just watch? I watched one guy bump another, and then they're arguing about giving it back, and then the guy I didn't watch anything. What the fuck did I watch?
Yeah, I mean, and it seems like next year, no DRS.
There'll be some engine boost. There's going to be some kind of like boost that we won't be able to see or understand. Who knows? But it's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah.
They're really digging themselves a hole here.
Yeah, they need to figure that out because the sport is in like a kind of like tipping point situation. It feels like it's like, will the momentum continue, or will it kind of like die off?
Yeah,
and the racing needs to be good in order for it to continue.
I don't know. I remember when we were kids, Brian. Remember when we were young and NASCAR was the shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was never a fan of NASCAR, but I remember when there were articles being written about NASCAR.
Right.
That, like they're writing about F1 now. Like, oh my God, NASCAR is so huge.
Yeah.
And it's obviously still popular in certain regions, but it doesn't have the mainstream cachet, I don't think, that it used to. Like Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, like these guys that were big fucking stars. It doesn't have the same, like, I don't know why that went away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're trying new things, right, with the playoff, and like, and each race has like a section, like they kind of reset each thing.
Yeah,
they're trying all these new things because they're desperate, not because it's working, right?
Right.
They're trying to re-engage an audience,
right?
So I don't think you can. IndyCar used to be the biggest fucking sport in the world. The Indy 500 used to be the fucking Super Bowl. It used to be bigger than it used to be like the Kentucky Derby, the heavyweight championship of the world, and the Indy 500. Like, those are the biggest things in sports. And now those three things are not even close to the biggest parts of the conversation. Well, the Super Bowl, obviously, but
yeah, you got to grow, you got to adapt, and you have to keep the product good. You have to make the product competitive and exciting to watch. All right, fuck, marry, kill this podium. George, Max, Lando.
I'm gonna fuck George.
George is
like, blue flags, get the fuck out of my way. Get out of my way. I'm gonna get it rough from George.
George was also looking sexy on that podium when they were the hyper close up on his eyes. Ooh. I was like, damn.
I'm like, do I see some freckles? Do I see freckles? These cameras are getting way too high def.
Also, you saw that he's shaved. I want to see like George with a little bit of. Maybe it's not a good idea, but I'm like, he can grow facial hair. We just haven't seen it. It looks kind of patchy, but I want to see George with some little bit of stuff.
He's such a fucking Disney villain. When he wins, he's like, yes, yes, oh yeah. He's got real NPC vibes, doesn't he?
Totally.
This feels like computer generated. His responses: "Get out of my way!" Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a character in Grand Theft Auto that's just around. you know. But yeah, I was I was loving him today. I guess I'm marrying Lando.
Marrying Max.
I'm marrying Max. I'm killing Lando. I can't deal with Lando.
Come on.
I can't deal with that.
Come on. You know Lando. I'm marrying George. Because he's a diamond in the rough. He's not being appreciated. I'm gonna marry him. I'm gonna kill Max. I'm gonna fuck Lando. Austin is our next race. We will be there live once again. Get your fucking tickets to our live show with Gunter Sunday night after the race, 9 p.m. at the Paramount Theater. What are your predictions for Austin?
Ooh, I think Max gonna win this one. Who knows where Mercedes is gonna be?
Yeah.
Max, Oscar, Lando. Although I'm really worried about this. I think this McLaren situation is going to get really bad.
I think that they're going to crash in Austin. So I'm going to say that podium is Max, Leclerc, George. Because
I think Oscar is a ticking time bomb.
He is ready to blow.
He blew in. He is.
Well, but he blew. He self-imploded.
He self-imploded.
He's ready to take some motherfuckers with him.
He's ready to take some. He was like, right. I think, he's got this Iceman thing. Nothing gets to him, but these feelings, they'll sneak up on you. They'll sneak up on you when you least expect it. And he's had 2 rough weeks. And I'm just worried for him emotionally a little bit.
Yeah.
And Lando, he leaks all the time. I get, it's like finding the balance of like doing it all the time, not doing it enough. I'm trying to, trying to find that balance. Brian was frustrated. Brian was real frustrated when we were on this podcast set up because his mic wasn't working.
I'm just holding this for effect. I'm fucking using my MacBook microphone.
And you were getting real pissed.
Yeah.
And Brian, you have this thing that you say, don't transfer the tension. And I want to say don't transfer the tension, but I'm also like, well, don't tamp. But I'm thinking don't tamp it down too much because that would be bad too. So it's like, what's the right amount? Because I don't want you to just How do you metabolize the slings and arrows you suffer in life? The appropriate amount. And I think with Lando and Oscar, we're seeing the polar opposites. We're seeing the guy who cracks a little all the time, and we're seeing the guy who seems like he doesn't ever crack, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God. It's the Grand Canyon. It's just swallowing us all whole.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it's kind of something I've been thinking about in terms of like, being a man in the world. How to be a man in this world.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this Oscar and Lando thing is bringing up for me.
Yeah, we're seeing different approaches to that. Yeah, I think Oscar's got to he needs a gas valve. He needs to get it out.
Yeah.
And he needs things to feel fair. And at what point are these guys, is he betraying himself by like playing by their rules? And at what point does he have to put his foot down? Because, this episode's gone on long enough. We talked about them for long enough, but like, I don't know how long this tenure can last for these, with the situation as is. Like, I don't know how long if it continues to be this, and if it is the case that like kind of they really do want Lando, and as much as they like try to play both sides, they actually do kind of favor him, and in these toss-up moments, that actually does more often go to Lando because that's really where their heart's at, and he's feeling that, then I don't know how tenable that relationship is past. Like, I think the second that contract is done, he's maybe fucking out of there, if not before that. We've known that they'll end a contract early. And we know that Mark Webber's not going to stick around and let his boy be mistreated. Yeah. So,
just thinking about how isolating it must feel. I mean, for both of those guys, if you feel like you got to have a good team around you, because like he can't talk to like people at McLaren about this.
Right.
How alone must, as a driver, must you feel in moments like that? You must feel like so fucking alone. Like you're on a fucking island.
Yeah.
But
you know what, Matt? We are not on an island. And you know why we're not? Because of everyone listening here, but mostly because of our amazing Patreon members. If you want to become a Patreon member, you can join the resistance at patreon.com/TRFpod. And we got to thank our daddies, who are the people that really keep us going. We got to thank Kayla, Robin, Jordan Texera, Jay Lingle, Spencer Grieve, Javier Mera, Sheila Valeri, Chandler, Ali Santana, Carla, Juarlo, Kimberly, Quaylen, Alonso of My Face 69, Donya Denad, Deadbeat Daddy Muhammad, Jimmy, Kimmy, sponsored by Mommy of the Pod, Hollister 584, Delusional Science Fan, Kat, Future Dr. Dion, Steph Grossi, JV Fresh, Laura, Emily Gillenwater, Cody Hull is my F1 Daddy, Branch W, Keep Up the Science Hate, Hunter Scruggs, Salmonella Mozzarella, I'm a Leclerc fan, and yes, it hurts. hurts. Jay Kess, George Russell is evil Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3. Matt Edwards is always right. I wish I was Max and Danny's love child. Delaney Andrews, Henry Caskey, Miles Lewis, Alexander, Maggie B, Kaylee Breyer, Eva the Y, Devin, a.k.a. the future Dr. Sullivan's PA, Courtney Frazier, Yuki Sonoda's other mother. Jenny is the reason I am a daddy. Megan, Aaron, Pineapple with a Y. Matt has a secret boner for Carlos Sainz. Unfortunately, it's Gary. Carolina, my name is AJ and fuck the HOA. K-Mag can fuck smash my door any day. The official F1 race program and its executive editor, Sarah. I got tickled by the Tifosi. Hey, Jet, good luck out there. Allison Sane, Zhuzh, F1 Dude Company, Trent Slickman, Code Brown Sonoda, Jerome Ferreira, Colapinto is a fraud, Aaron, Shahid, Jeans Rockstar Chohun, Shake and Beak, Catalick My Balls, Stay Fierce, Shaw Leclerc, Truthbringer, Mama Burns, Arthur Leclerc is hotter, Carlos Sainz, OP Goblin, Right Meow, James, DNCTT, Finney, Daddy Kev, Not Magasin, Mike, Bobby, and our newest daddy, Lando Norris's unofficial girlfriend. Go off. Honorary Daddy of the Pod this week, everywhere. Nicole Piastri. If you want to become a daddy, go to patreon.com/TRFpod and join the resistance today. We got a great episode coming out for you next week. Stay tuned for that. And then Austin will be there live. Come see us at the show. Come see us at the track. We love you, Venkers.